Greetings, I'm Kara Maddox, the LSS and English 101 Department Chair for GMC's Global Online College. Today I'll review common comma errors. Let's get started. If you're like me, many times we wonder, where in the world do we put this comma? Today I'll review the top ways to use commas and how to remember when not to use a comma. First, let's consider, what is the purpose of a comma? A comma sets off a long idea, like a dependent clause, or a short idea, like a word transition or prepositional phrase. It can help list items in a sentence, and sometimes, with the help of a coordinating conjunction, commas can even glue sentences together. They are also used to grab someone's attention, like in direct address. Take a look at the examples above. Let's continue. It's important to remember these academic errors, run-ons, fragments, and comma splices, are just that, errors in academic writing. Many great writers, including one of my favorites, Mark Twain, commonly use these errors while writing. How can that be? Well, the purpose of writing is to communicate, and sometimes the best way to communicate an idea is through one of these errors. But the trick is, we must first understand the rules of punctuation before we can break them. Please take a moment to review our video on simple, compound, complex, and compound-complex sentences, because these 4 sentence types helps us build the foundation for understanding these errors. Specifically, a run-on sentence is when we glue 2 simple sentences together with nothing. In academic writing, this is not allowed. Instead, we should use a semicolon to glue 2 sentences together, or a comma with a coordinating conjunction. A comma alone will not suffice. Specifically, a comma splice is when we glue 2 sentences together with a comma only. Commas are not strong enough to do this on their own. Instead, we should add in a coordinating conjunction. Finally, a fragment is a group of words that we treat as a sentence. But actually, this group of words cannot stand alone as a sentence. This group of words is either missing something, like a subject or a verb, or the group of words has a magical subordinating conjunction that's turned the sentence into a dependent clause. To fix this second type of fragment error, we either remove the subordinating conjunction or we add an independent clause. When the dependent clause comes first in a complex sentence, we use a comma, like in our example, because the students ate cake, they were tired. Here, because is our subordinating conjunction and starts off the sentence. So we know the dependent clause comes first and we need a comma. If the subordinating conjunction comes later in the sentence, as in, they were tired because the students ate cake, then we know the dependent clause comes later in the sentence and we don't need a comma, since because is in the middle. As always, ask your professor about these types of errors, especially if they tend to pop up in your writing. You got this.